Actually feels like it's going to rain at the minute. And it's quite cloudy. And again, the guy in the shop did say there was some lightning or something coming in tonight, but it's certainly getting darker out here. Sort of come out from the evening wander around. Anyway, quiet out here. Going to be buying a couple of records tonight as well. I thought I'd treat myself to a couple of records. I haven't quite decided on what records to get yet. Still got quite a few albums that I'll get by the beat. Don't think there's nothing new out by the specials. A couple of Madness ones I need to get, 12 inches, but not buying them at the moment. Still quite light tonight. What's the time? Coming up 9:30. Yeah, we definitely could do with a storm. It looks quite stormy up there. It feels quite stormy actually. In fact, is it spitting? Or is that just me? Very dead. Cross over up here and walk through and walk back up. Not a lot happening. Seen two people. Oh, would have got run over them. I'm also looking for a blood pressure monitor with a built-in ECG. I think they're going to be about 140 quid. I'm going to see my social worker. I basically have to take my ECG and all that. When you're sort of older, you take ADHD medication, you have to sort of pass all these tests. And I'm going to have to do it for the rest of my life, so I'm going to invest in a machine. But hopefully, I think the social services can pay for that. That's when I get hold of my social work. I've been trying all day, but where he's back off holiday today, he's probably swamped. But the blood pressure monitors are quite cheap. You can pick them up for like £19, but where I've got to check on my electrical pulses in my heart, it's going to cost a bit more money. Look, the police. It's the policeman. Yeah. And also, I really need to get one, which is recognised by sort of British doctors. So I'm going to get the same make machine as what they actually use in the surgery. Well, that's the plan. Up to the bridge, look at the river, walk back up. Hello mate, I can see you there in the chat thing. I'm all good, thank you. Just out for like an evening walk. I come out every night, well every night I go out for a walk. It feels a bit stormy out here tonight. I only go down to the bridge. Saying that, sometimes I go a bit further. Oops, the lace is undone. Put that down there. It's quite clear out that way, but quite dark over that towards Maidstone. Crazy little place in there. What's that, a defibrillator? Don't say the village has got 2 defibrillators. Half the fuckers round here wouldn't know how to use it anyway. Half the people round here wouldn't even know how to fucking put the numbers in there, man. Luckily, I don't need one of them. I'm actually trained in what's called Heart Start. Not that I've ever had to use it in anger. I think there's another one in the phone box. Might even go camping tomorrow night, I think. Thinking about it. He needs to put his lights on. This is the River Bourne. Which isn't really that high. Fucking, that's well overgrown, man. Quite a bit of traffic out here for this time of night. That's twice I've nearly walked into the road. In 1955, the actual water went right through the village. Not that I was here in 1955. Built in 1765. 1765. Used to be a ford here. And what a ford is basically just a road with a load of water that goes across it. Yeah. All sorts of fish in there. I like my joint up. Yeah, I might head off camping for tomorrow night. Might take that little fucking dome tent thing I got. Don't really need like a warm tent in this kind of weather. In fact, it's the last thing you want. What a stupid place to have a defibrillator hidden away over there. So we got another one in the call box, but I just think that's a bit hidden away, really. But saying that, You're probably quicker running to one of these defibrillators if you live in the village, because it'd probably take an ambulance, probably longer to get to you than what it would take to get to one of these, in my opinion. But I come down here the other night about 2 in the morning, and there was these lights on in the tower there. I was going to beam it with my torch, but I thought I'd better not. Anyway. So quiet down here. That used to be a good pub years ago. I used to work in there years ago as a baker. Many years ago. I don't know how old I was then, probably about 18, 19. This is just completely dead down here. This has completely changed. People walking this way. I'm going to cross over. Morrison's Road. That's always been a chemist. That's been many a thing in there. Get your hair cut, look. That used to be a shop in there. That used to be the VG shop when I was a child. And up here was the best toy shop, well, the best shop in the village for every child. It was a little toy shop up here that sold everything. Crazy house, that house is there. Wouldn't want to live in there. I wonder how much that's going for. Some ridiculous amount. I could tell some stories about things that have gone on in there, for sure. Yeah, that white building over there used to be the shop. And there used to be other shops along here in the 40s. So my dad informs me. But yeah, that was a little toy shop. If you look at these, there's still a plaque outside the house, actually, on the side of the house. Alma Place, and that used to be the shop. Not that I ever saw it. Don't know what's going on with that place. I'm surprised I haven't converted it into flats or something. It's starting to get a bit darker. I should walk up right up to the top, cross over, then walk all the way back. It's really warm out. In fact, all that stormy cloud has sort of blown over. There used to be a little garage up here on the right. And years ago, it used to be the village fire engine used to be kept behind the garage. And also behind the garage, there was a lemonade factory. But all before my time. I remember the garage, that's about it. But yeah, all on this area here. In fact, the garage would be just there. Number 7. I haven't got my bus pass, it's at home. Going to Tunbridge Wells, anyway. That housing association, them ones. Maybe I should move to over there. This is a bit mad, really. All this is floodplain. All this will be completely flooded one day. Because up here is a big expanse of water, which basically funnels out along there when it's flooding. And what that is up here, I'll show you, it's all the water that falls on the village and the playing fields up there, all filters through to here. And that's all floodplain area, yet they built on it. Just greed, isn't it? And they've got good insurance. So certainly going to need it one day. How much water's in there now? I doubt there's any trickling into it. Farmers. Everyone's selling up. Must be worth millions, man. Big farmhouse, loads of land. Up here on the right here. Yeah, it's up quite high-ish for this time of year. Got a couple of ducks over there. And up here you've got this little bit that when it's raining it all shoots into here. From everywhere, all up through the village, just shoots into there. What they don't realise is all these reeds are supposed to be cleared right back, but otherwise they just take over like what's happened up this end. But there's loads of fish in there, carp and all sorts. Yeah, normally the water's rushing in through here, which it's just not doing. Down there. That comes off of all the fields. In fact, I might walk through the fields to come out. I don't know whether I can be bothered to get bitten or not. Yeah, Yeah, we'll have a go. So I'm going to cut through the woods. Should have brought my torch, really. Didn't think I'd be coming this way, but this one needs cutting back. Yeah. Normally walk through here about 2 in the morning. Normally got my torch though, so it's a good weapon to blind people with. Not anyone. Well, you never know if anyone's going to jump out, do you? Really? But be amusing if they did. Then again, as soon as something moves in here, you can hear it. I used to do my paper round in there when I was a teenager. This used to be quite good down here, but they just ruined it, man, with all these little whatever they've tried doing down here over the years. State of that. Come along here in the winter though, it's like you end up sinking in the mud. I wonder if I'll get bit for here. Wow, it's starting to rain. It's actually starting to rain. And again, that geezer in the shop did say it was going to rain today. Or thunder. Lightning or something. Cobwebs in the face. Listen to them bleating away. Yeah, it's starting to rain now. Get some shelter. Plenty of firewood around here. For camping. I did have one camping night out there. But tomorrow I'm thinking about going into the next kind of village, into this woods, which goes up really high. Basically I can look out over the village. I'm going to take my radios with me, obviously. My village is in a dip, as the land lies. Can't see jack shit along here. Trying to get my eyes to adjust slightly. Don't know where that one goes up there. Can't see nothing. That isn't really a lot of help. All that does is just show people where you are. The Mad Axeman. Do me head in if someone did jump out with an axe. I think I'd be on my toes. I'm quite a fast runner, so it's all good. Something moving around out there that's quite heavy. Don't know what that was. Something bigger than a rabbit. Get wild boars as well out here. To be honest, everything you encounter out here, in nature-wise, as long as you don't go jumping all over it and chasing its young around, you know what I mean? You'll be quite safe. It's the same as a fox, they'll just run off. But if you get one of the little ones sort of cornered, they'll come and get you. Fucking hell. This needs cutting all down here. There we go, look. That's the open. There we go, look. You could have quite a nice night just camping out here. Not that I would, because I quite like to have big fires. Yeah, it feels a bit stormy again now. Baseball pitch. My little niece's dad actually runs a club here, playing baseball. John. Well, I say my little niece. She's not that little now, but not that I've ever played. Yeah. Baseball time. Don't know how good I'll be at hitting the ball, but I'll be pretty quick at running around there, I reckon. Yeah, big mound. I'll have to come up here and do a little video when they're playing. Yeah. I don't even know what way you run. I'd guess you'd run that way. I don't think you'd run that way, but who knows? A bit like rounders, isn't it? Kent Baseball Club. I ain't got a clue when they play though. I have to ask my niece. When I was a kid, that used to be a tennis court. There were 3 football pitches on here, with goals and nets and everything. That was a big tennis court with a big fence around it. Not that that stopped anybody. Used to be a big hole in the fence over there. Now, what is it now? Like, it's a basketball court, it's a football court, and here they got a, I don't know, I suppose skaters can go over it as well as BMXs and things. Yeah, crazy. I'm quite enjoying my walk tonight. I might have another walk through the village, walk up the lane, and then that call it a day, I think. What are we on here? 36 minutes. I don't know why that little bit's cordoned off. I think it's for dog walkers, I think. I don't know though. Either way, it's completely ruined up here. Yeah. Change around here. There used to be another little alley that went through there. And originally it had a big slide. There's a big slope round there, a big concrete slope. All the kids used to ride their push bikes around. And originally there was a big slide there, but Johnny Imes fell off it and broke his arm, man. So they took it away. Bit of history for you. In fact, the alley's still there that goes, or the path is that goes up there. But yeah, I can remember when none of that was there when I was a kid. It's built in the 70s. Started sort of livening up about now. It took me days to sort of get lively because of this weather. I'm finding my ADHD medications I get quite affected by the heat, which is quite mad. Hello, mate. My mate's daughter. Yeah, the heat definitely affects me, and the cold. Go have another look at them ECG machines. They've saved me going to the doctors then. I can then just send to the doctor my results. I basically got to do it for the rest of my life. Which is okay, I guess. Hiya. I suppose luckily for me, where I've kept quite physically active over the years, it's put me in quite good stead with the medication. I can imagine people new to it all, who've never took speed or whiz or whatever you're calling it, before, or dabbled in any kind of drugs, probably smashes their brain. But there was a lot of amphetamines and acid and all sorts around this village years ago. Well, it was when I was into it all, which was when it all first started, really. I won't incriminate any people. It looks quite stormy now. It's quite dark over that way. Quite good exercise tonight. So now I've done about 10 miles on my bike. The heat was just ridiculous. Yeah, it feels like it could do with a storm, cool things down. Never mind, everyone. The Russians are coming, so we got no worries. There's a lot going on in the world and in the news. The last week or so, all the bombs and all that. I think Israel upset Trump. Trump's right though, they don't know what peace is. Some of these nations out there. I think Trump told Israel, right, well, peace talks now, and then what Israel did was just launched everything they had at Iran. I think Israel should stop killing people. That's what I think. There you go. But what the government did announce was the country's got to get ready for warfare. And they're building loads of new submarines, they're buying loads of new planes. So I think something's going on that people don't know about. And these planes are like nuclear, like the capability of them is to carry nuclear bombs. Bit mad, really. Yeah. See, the problem with the British governments over the years, they've just depleted every armed force out there. The RAF, the Navy, the Army, all of it. Yeah, get ready for actual invasion of the actual territory they're on about. I think what they're going to do, I think they're going to bring back national service or something like that. Because the way they're talking, they're going to need a lot of bodies, you know what I mean? And then all these kids that get on the telly saying, oh, I wouldn't fight for the country, no, they wouldn't have a choice. In fact, you get quite a few military helicopters fly over this village in the night. Chinook helicopters. But again, this is a bit of military training ground right over the back with a helicopter pad, so that's what I think they land on. But yeah, they come over my house some nights. It sounds like they're landing in your back garden. They've actually got the authorities to come as low as. They're the only people that have though. Got the authority to come as low as they want. I think a lot of that, when they sort of fly along and hug the ground, is a lot to do with like enemy radar and trying to avoid that. Not that I'm a radar expert. I'm more of a sonar expert, to be honest with you, which is basically underwater radar, which you find in a submarine. But it's only because I listened to my old man for so many years. Right, walk up here. Spark my joint back up. It's still quite light out here, really. I was so tempted to light that up the other night at my torch. I might do it one night just for a laugh. Just to annoy them. Never been in there though. It's quite nice looking towards the sunset. Yeah, I've definitely got to get out camping tomorrow night. In fact, I'm going to start packing tonight. Just take that little dome tent. Certainly not going to need to be keeping warm, are you, really? And it's waterproof as well, so travel lightweight for a change. Little camping stove, that's all I need. Go up here, down a couple of other roads. In fact, I might go up the lane. I was going to walk along Tainter Road, but probably smashed every window in this all these estates. Me and quite a few Adlo children used to get in here smashing it all up, man, when I was building this. We used to build these BMX tracks up here. Crazy. And again, that was in the day when there wasn't a fence saying keep out or anything like that. You could just walk in here, or cycle in here is what we did. Yeah, I can remember when this road was being laid. In fact, a lot of the names of the roads around here have got actual meanings and links to the brewery, which this was like brewery ground. Where they sort of brew beer down there. But that was before my time. But it's always just been a derelict brewery. That's all I know. But my dad said he can remember when Awesome Carts and that used to come out of there. I think my auntie used to work in there as well. It's like this road up here. It's named after a famous artist. Mr. Halstone. Well, basically my dad used to do Mr. Halstone's son's garden. I think Mr. Halstone's a famous artist and he was in the war as well. That's why this is called Halstone Close. A lot of them roads down there are named after beers that they used to brew here. But this has always been the school lane though. In fact, my dad would have walked up here going to primary school down there, same as I did. They went to school during the war as well around here. And my dad did. Basically, my dad, the end of this lane, my dad was sort of born on that road. In the front bedroom. How about that? In 1936. So that's about as far as I can go back to. They were all put up after the war. Prefabricated flats. In fact, that's what my mum, my dad, and my two brothers and two sisters lived in opposite my house until I was born in 71. And then we moved over the road into the house that I'm in now. But all my brothers and sisters lived over the road, but I've got no memory of that because I've never been there. Who knows? I might even get out of here. Who knows? Has crossed my mind. I think they're building loads more houses around here soon. I mean, like hundreds of them, from what I've been reading. Might be time to cash out. Possibly. But I wouldn't want one of these little flats around here, though, that's for sure. They've told me I could have a bungalow or whatever. But there's probably only 2 bungalows in this village I'd even want to live in. Plus quite a bit of money on offer as well. Every room that you give back to them, they sort of pay you an amount. Or if you just don't move like me, and you're quite stubborn, they do go over the amount. Not that I've ever really been interested in it. But it's always an option, you know what I mean? If this village gets too crazy, yeah, I've seen some crazy shit up here, but then I'm not an old man, am I, at the moment? How will I feel when I'm like 65, 75, coming up here, do you know what I mean? Probably won't give a shit still, do you know what I mean? My old man didn't, but who knows what I'll be doing. Yeah. Demand, thank you, in the chat room. Hope you're all good. Big dark cloud up there. Anyway, there's a cat, another cat. It'll be a mad day when I ever leave. Or maybe I'll leave when I'm dead. Who knows? Anyway, I'll be back in a minute.